I'm live. Yay. Okay, so this is the video that I've promised to try to explain Math 75, section 0.5, number 3. This is a problem that comes early on, well before we've done any math like this, but it is, as you can tell, it's 9. My clock is almost done. And wow, live videos, they're exciting. So what we're doing is we're practicing this big, ugly, nasty thing because this is some of the maths you're going to be doing in chapter 6. And it's kind of an early encouragement to get to know your calculator. Hopefully you have a calculator. Ooh, look at the calculator. Sorry about that. So you have a calculator that you can use. And I'm going to go through the instructions here. I will also scan this and put it in as a PDF on Canvas and MathSpider. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to the top. Your problem probably looks a little different. This 0.075 that appears top and bottom, that's different for each of the problems. So you might have like 0.077 or 0.0 something else. So just follow along here, but you might have different values there. And also the R is 95,000, the N is 360, and the I is 0.04. I believe the R and the I might be different in other problems as well. I think everyone has 360 for N, but I'm not sure. So then as we go ahead and write everything in, I've just copied in the R and I've copied in the I, that's the interest rate per period. And I copied in N, which is going to be the number of periods, 360. And you might be familiar with that because 360 is the number of months in 30 years. So a lot of like mortgages and some long-term investments might involve 360. So what I'm going to do to calculate this, as I move it up a little bit, maybe move this guy down a little bit so I can get, there we go. Ooh, look at this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is you are welcome to multiply by 95,000 right off the bat. What I'm going to encourage you to do, though, if that is confusing, you're not really sure how to do it, leave it till last. This R that's multiplied, or sometimes it might be a different variable. Whatever this value is out in front, you can leave it till the end. So that's what I'm going to recommend. We're going to do this part last. And I'm going to focus on this calculator, the calculation of the fraction. And hopefully it's fairly self-explanatory. I've got up top, the numerator is 0.075 times 0.04. So I've got that multiplied. And then you'll notice I made a mistake when I first wrote this out. I'm going to hit equals, and that will allow me to get this value. On a lot of calculators, if you just string everything along, some of the order of operations gets kind of wonky. So go ahead and hit equals when you hit the end of your numerator. And I'm going to divide by, and what I want to do is I want to divide by the entire denominator. And so to do that, I'm going to use parentheses. So let's see if I can make my calculator get, well, want me to use my calculator? I'm not sure if you can actually see it there. But on this, I was trying to find it. We're getting there. It's kind of hard to see with the reflection, but there are parentheses right here. Your parentheses might be somewhere else, but you want to use a single open parenthesis, 1, and then a minus. And then because this is all raised to the negative 360th power, I'm going to use another parenthesis, open this parenthesis, 1 plus, and then I'm going to go ahead and multiply these two. The nice thing is you don't have to use parentheses for multiplication. The calculator will generally know 1 plus 0.075 times 0.04. These will multiply first, and then it'll add the 1. I'm closing the parenthesis, so that's these parentheses right there. And then I'm going to raise it, and here you're going to have to find your exponent key. It's either going to be one of these little rooftops. I believe that's the one this one has. And you can kind of see it right there. There's a exponent key. Or you might have something like an x to the y or a box to the box. So find your exponent key. And then find your change the sign key. This is not the minus key. So it won't be over here with the pluses and the multiplying. The minus key here looks like that. Can you see that? It's having trouble focusing. Much like me, I think my video camera is a little nearsighted the way I am. Eventually, well, you can kind of see it's a little fuzzy. I won't keep it here too long. There's a minus in parentheses. You might also see a plus or a minus on it. You want to find that. 360. Now remember, that's the exponent. I close the parenthesis right here because these two go together. This is the whole denominator. And then I get a big equals. Again, every time you finish a numerator or denominator, make sure you get that equals in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply by the 95,000, which was last. So on this one, when I multiply, and it's in the dark, the shade, because we don't have fancy lighting here. But here, when you actually do the multiplication, you're going to get 431 point and a bunch of digits. The problem, I believe, asks you to round to 2 decimal places. And so I'm going to round, I'm going to look at 91. Those are my 2 decimal places. Then I look at the very next digit. That's 3. Since it's less than 5, I'm going to leave the 91 alone. If it had been a 5 or a 6 or something larger, 7, 8, or 9, then I would have rounded this to 92. And then the last, I'm not sure you're given, I'm really not sure if you're given units. I don't know that they told you, but the units for this one should be $431.91. Hopefully that made sense. I will post this sheet that I wrote as a PDF as well. Woohoo! Have a good evening.